They embraced each other by hugging one another in their arms and kissing each other's cheeks. It can remind you something.
We do have a very special relationship. In fact, I'll get that little piece of dandruff for that little piece. We have to make them perfect.
Thank you. Thank you.
I like him a lot.
All right, so what is French for bromance? Turns out bromance. What are the odds? No, I have no idea. Welcome back, everybody. And, of course, a lot of people are saying, you know, this odd relationship and the one that you'd least expect to sort of grow into the buddy system that it has is surprising the world. And these two are pleased as punch with. I'm talking about the French president, the American president. 2 years ago, as the French president was saying, no one would have foresaw the roles that they would be in as leaders of their respective countries. Howsoever, there is a little bit of confusion here between what the French president was telling the president yesterday and that state dinner and the kind of stuff he was telling Congress today. The man at both events joins us right now, Louisiana Republican Senator John Kennedy, who joins us from Washington. Senator, what do you make, first of all, of this special and unique relationship? But more to the point, the slight different tone the French president took today addressing Congress.
Well, I spent about 5 hours with President Macron last night. I listened to the speech. I followed his career. He's a charming guy. He's a good politician. I don't mean that in the pejorative sense. It seems to me, Neil, he's very much like Trump and Obama. Like President Trump, he ran against the system, started with nothing, established his own movement, his own party. Like President Obama, he's a very cerebral guy. He tries to be farsighted. Let me tell you my concern, and I'm delighted to have France and the people of France as an ally. I thank them so much for helping us in Syria. But I wonder if President Macron's a little bit naive. I think he thinks that we can reason with the Ayatollah in Iran and Kim Jong-un in North Korea and President Putin in Russia. I hope he's right, and you should talk and try diplomacy. But there's some folks who understand strength. And I think that in dealing with Putin and the Ayatollah and Kim Jong-un from weakness is like trying to hand feed a shark. I think President Putin, for example, understands one thing. You got to hit him right in the face. I think he understands those sanctions. I think Kim Jong-un does too. I think Kim Jong-un saw what happened in Syria. I'm not saying that you don't try to reason with your adversaries, but as President Macron wants us to. But there are just some bad people in this world. They're not sick. They're not confused. It's not a question that mama or daddy didn't love them enough. They're just bad people.
Well, you know, Senator, I'm wondering the messages that the French president might have sent with the president, the joint conference, and taking questions from reporters afterwards. He low-keyed any stark differences on junking the Iran deal. To Congress, he more or less said, nix it, you'll regret it. Let's work with what we've got. He said the same about the Paris Climate Accord. Don't leave it, fix it, make it better. He did not pound that theme with the president. What do you make of that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm not being critical. He's a good politician, and I think he's trying to be America's friend, and I think he's trying to get President Trump to trust him.
I just noticed there, Senator, that he got a lot of standing ovations from Democrats on those items.
He said many things I agree with.
Yeah.
But we live in a real world, Neil, and I just worry that we're not where we are, and we're not there yet, but with Kim Jong-un, because we went to him and said, pretty please, with sugar on top, stop building a nuclear weapon. He's scared. Putin respects us. Assad now respects us. The Ayatollah is moving into Syria with the Revolutionary Guard, not because he cares about the people of Syria, not because he cares about Assad. He wants to establish a beachhead in Syria along with Hezbollah so they can screw with Israel and they can control the Middle East. Now, he's not going to understand sitting down and let's break bread and reason together.
Well, you know, you're quite right. I mean, you could argue whether you like President Trump or not. Whatever he's doing is yielding very different results. They might fail, as the president himself said. But he's getting China to make concessions, at least verbally, on some key areas because of this tariff stuff. We'll see how it sorts out. And he's meeting with the North Korean leader. And I think that has surprised people like Macron and maybe Europe in general, especially when Angela Merkel comes later this week.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, I think you're onto something, Neil. And God, I got to be careful how I say this. I think under President Obama, who was a really bright guy. I mean, I didn't agree with a lot of his politics, but we got to the point internationally where our friends didn't trust us. They were confused, and our enemies didn't quite respect us. With President Trump, and I mean this affectionately, they look at him and they see what he did in Syria, and they see what he's doing in terms of trade, and they go, well, you know, he's a little bit crazy. You know, he's
crazy
tough.
in a good way. Crazy in a good way.
In a good way, in a great way, and he's tough.
Alrighty.
And this guy means business, and I think that's helping us. I don't think Kim Jong-un's coming to the table because we ask him pretty please.
Do you like French food? Did you eat everything last night?
I did.
Excellent.
Mrs. Trump did a wonderful job.
Excellent. That's what I heard. Sir, thank you very, very much. Senator John Kennedy, the beautiful state of Louisiana. In the meantime,